Well, hello there, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to each and every one of you. Welcome to the podcast, Love Letters to Pam, the Jack Church Show, or you may be watching via our YouTube channel. Either way, we certainly appreciate you continuing to watch and subscribe. We do hope you're having a joyous holiday season. Of course, I know that if you're someone who's experienced loss, you're probably saying, oh, brother, this is one of the hardest times ever. And certainly it can be and often is. You know, when we talk about loss, let's review that again. It's not necessarily just the loss of a spouse. It could be the loss of a child, a parent, a grandparent. It could be through divorce. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe you lost your home. Maybe you lost your favorite pet. There are any number of things you may have lost over this past year or even years ago, and it tends to just swell up inside you, those feelings of, oh my goodness, it's the holidays. I'm just having a hard time feeling happy about the holidays. If there's any comfort in this, it is knowing that you're not alone on that area of feeling, a little down during the holidays. But we have to do what we can to try and keep pushing forward. Now, if you notice here, if you're watching via the YouTube channel, now if you're just listening on the podcast, you can't see my background, but I put up a Christmas tree. And that's always one of the biggest questions I get, especially from widows and widowers mostly, as to whether or not I'm going to decorate for the holidays. I will tell you, the first year it was very minimal. I had a little miniature ceramic Christmas tree that I put up. That was it. But by year 2 and 3, and this being the 4th Christmas now without Pam, I've started to decide that, Pam loved Christmas. Our kids loved Christmas. Lots of people love Christmas. Why should I be Debbie Downer? I'm going to put up some decorations. It's hard. In fact, this year I procrastinated, and I waited till about, the 15th of December until I put everything up. And you know what? A funny thing happened. Once I put the decorations up, and then I turned on those lights, I went, hey, this looks kind of cool. This actually feels a little bit joyous. It doesn't take away all the pain. Nothing's ever going to take away that hole in your heart. But I did feel better. I even put a few lights out over my patio as well. And I look at those in the evening and I go, hey, those look pretty cool. Now, I'm not saying that's for everyone, but I'm saying you can give it a try. The other thing I did is I did a Christmas letter. Pam always did a Christmas letter. And I've done one the last couple of years. This year's, though, seemed a little harder. And I don't know why. And I really struggled putting it together, but eventually I did. And it was nothing, it wasn't like a masterpiece or anything, but took up a couple of pages. And I got some Christmas cards and I put those together and I sent out, 40, 50 of those cards. And there was that sense of accomplishment as well in doing that. Rather than just sitting around and going, woe is me, it's the holidays, it's Christmas, I'm sad. It gave me something to do, putting those cards together, outside of work activities, that is. And I think what also kind of spurred me to do it was, of course, I had to send out work Christmas cards. And I thought, well, heck, if I'm going to send out work Christmas cards, I should send out personal Christmas cards. And I realized, too, that's kind of old school nowadays. I mean, most people, we'll just post something on Facebook or we'll send you something via Instagram or whatever. That's all good, too. Or we'll email you. But I still like getting a card in the mail, don't you? And maybe that letter, some people will read it, some people will not. Pam and I used to always kid about some of our friends who will go unnamed would send us Christmas letters and we read them at the end. We're going, oh my gosh, we're such losers. Can you believe what all they did? They went to Italy. They went to Germany. They went to Hawaii. Their kids both got PhDs and they both got promotions. They have 3 houses now. You know that. We're happy for them. And so one year, Pam and I actually put out kind of a fake Christmas letter that was kind of along those lines. We told a story, I think, about how we'd won the lottery and how we were investing all that money, the things we'd done with it. And then at the end, we went, oh, we're just kidding, but have a Merry Christmas. Also, one year, Pam did one with a Christmas tree made out of all the zip codes of the places we lived. And we asked people to find the zip code where we had first met. And that was kind of fun. This year's not quite as creative, but I did manage to put it together. But I tell you all that because I know the holidays are hard. And there are mornings I still wake up, especially this time of year, and I feel really down in the dumps. And eventually, though, I get going. I actually heard a therapist on some program on on a podcast or something the other day who talked about the simple act of making your bed and brushing your teeth can give you a sense of accomplishment to start the day, and it can help. And I can attest to that. I always do that. Sometimes I'm a little slow getting it done, but eventually I do. But there are things to be thankful for this year as well. I decorated up the house because our daughter's going to fly out and she'll spend the holidays with me. Our son and his wife, they'll be in another part of the country, but then I saw all of them at Thanksgiving. So that's all good. So I thought, well, heck, I got to have the house decorated for her when she comes here. And I'm even going to take a crack, maybe, we'll see how this turns out, of making Pam's famous no-bake chocolate oatmeal cookies. Oh, I guess we called them famous, but pretty much everybody around the world makes them. They're pretty easy, so I'll take a shot at that. But I also wanted to share with you something that I found in one of Pam's notebooks. She kept a lot of different clippings and things like that. And this one in particular, you probably can't read it, but it's called Christmas in Heaven. And many of you have heard this before. It's been penned by thousands, maybe millions of people around the world. But it's a really beautiful poem/letter written from the perspective of someone who's gone on to heaven. This one that she had saved was from a young man named Robert Ellis. This was a friend of Pam and her family's back when they were in high school. And I don't remember exactly how old he was, 16, 17 years old. He was called to heaven because he had leukemia. And, you know, when Pam and I were first married, she'd mention young Robert from time to time and how she thinks about him and wondered what his life was like in heaven these days. But at the same time, we didn't have really deep discussions about it because, of course, we're young kids. We just got married. And you know how it goes with loss. And then you're like, oh, that's too bad. But now it hits a little harder when I think about him because I think about his parents and how difficult that must have been and how sad the holidays was probably for them as well and how they probably struggled to find ways to get through the holidays. So I wanted to read for you that poem called Christmas in Heaven. And maybe you can put in your mind that it's from the perspective of somebody that you lost and they're writing you back. Because when I read this, it does continue to give me that hope for the future, that life beyond what we have here on earth is going to be so, so much better. And all this pain and these sad feelings that we have, they'll be gone forever. And here's how it goes. It's called, again, Christmas in Heaven. I'm just going to read it to you. It says, I see the countless Christmas trees around the world below, with tiny lights like heaven's stars reflecting on the snow. The sight is so spectacular. Please wipe away that tear, for I am spending Christmas with Jesus Christ this year. Hear the many Christmas songs that people hold so dear. But the sounds of Christmas can't compare with the Christmas choir up here. I have no words to tell you the joy their voices bring, for it's beyond any description. Oh, hear the angels sing. I do know how much, darling, you miss me. I see the pain inside your heart. But to be here with the King of Kings, with you, I had to part. I can't tell you of the splendor or the peace here in this place. Can you just imagine Christmas with our Savior face to face? I'll ask Him to lift your spirit as I tell Him of your love. So then pray for one another as I smile on you from above. Please let your hearts be joyful and let your spirits sing. I am spending Christmas, that is, in heaven, and I'm walking with the King. With all my love, mine says from Pam, whose is yours from? Hopefully that helped lift your spirits just a little bit. Again, we'll get through the holidays, and then we got the new year to come. And all we can do is just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Our days will continue to be filled with challenges. We'll still have those moments of sadness. Oh, there may even be days of sadness. But at times there will be joy. Not all the time. That's just the way life is. But hopefully you can find some joy. For me, I do find some joy from time to time. No, it's not as good as it was with Pam. It never will be. But in some ways, connecting with you out there gives me a sense of healing in knowing that I'm certainly not alone on this journey. And hopefully you feel the same as well. God bless you all. Thank you so much for watching or listening. As I always like to say, until we do see you that next time, make it a great day. Better yet, a better tomorrow. And bye now.